Good evening and welcome to Girlfriend Minute. I am Shar.
And I'm Pascal.
Actually, good morning.
Yes, good morning. 19 after.
You're 19
19 after.
after. How are you today, my dear?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm pretty good.
How was your
Pretty
day?
good.
Good?
My day was good. I took it off from work because a much needed mental break.
That's good. That's good. You need that sometimes every now and then.
Oh, yeah. I was getting snarky, so I needed to take it off.
The snarkiness is coming out. Time to take a break.
Yeah, and then it's just funny because, this one's leaving, her daughter flew in, that one's doing this, that one's doing that. So I'm pretty consistent at being there. And I have enough PTO where I can take a day here and there and do
Still
nothing or
have
go do
some.
something or go hang out with a friend or something. So, yeah,
Well,
I
good.
I felt the need to do that. And
That's very good. Very good.
I was going to postpone it due to people's birthdays and celebrations. I thought, I don't know that I'll make it that long because I'm like, at this point, I don't care what they say if I snark the wrong way.
Yeah, exactly. No, you need a break every now and then. You got to step
Yeah.
away. Got to step away.
Yeah. So,
Well, good.
it's
I'm glad you did that. Glad you
did some
did that.
laundry, very exciting stuff.
Very exciting. I love it. Laundry,
Yeah.
how could it not be exciting?
Right.
Oh, just put some radio,
So
put the radio on or something and dance around your laundry. You'll be good.
dogs will be looking at me going, what the hell's she doing?
Exactly. What's
What's
mom
wrong with
doing? What's
what's
wrong
wrong
with
with
mom?
mom? What's she doing?
She
What
went
kind of
crazy, guys.
what,
She went
what kind of
crazy.
what kind of biscuit did you give her?
Right. Exactly.
Special gummy
Yeah.
biscuit.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Not
no,
too
they.
many though. Not too many though.
I've heard that. I've heard that.
Yes. Yeah. There's a backstory to that one.
Yeah,
Another time.
another episode.
Another
Yes, another
episode. Yes.
episode. So yeah, it was a pretty uneventful day. Tomorrow taking the daughter out to dinner for her birthday celebration. It's all of us going to a Brazilian steakhouse somewhere over in Tampa. She
Oh, I
picked
love
it,
that.
so
Have you ever
yeah.
been?
It's been a long time since I've been to one. I don't think this is the same one. So, I mean, I took my guys to a Brazilian steakhouse when they were in middle school. So, she's turning 26 this week, so it's been a while.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah.
I was surprised with one, and that was the one over here in Baltimore,
Mhm.
and I loved it. All
Oh,
that
yeah.
meat, my
I know. They
gosh,
just
that's
keeps coming and you're just like,
oh,
I
every
don't know
kind of
where.
meat.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm thinking to myself, okay, that's it. I think my liver's gonna die
Yeah.
like from all this meat right now. But
It's like I
it
won't
was
have
a
to eat for a week, but yeah.
yeah,
So,
it was nice. It was a nice experience.
yeah, so we're going to go do her birthday. That's what she chose. So the
That's
whole
gonna be
family's going. So it's gonna be a
that's
big
gonna be
bill. That's what that's gonna be.
yes, yes, I know.
But it's okay. You only live once,
Yes,
and what matters is that
the
everyone will be
family's
there. So
together. Yeah,
yeah. So
exactly. That's the most important part.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing tomorrow. And of course it's Super Bowl Sunday. Who are you rooting for?
It is Super Bowl Sunday. I don't know. That's a good question. I'm not really into football like that.
Yeah.
But what is it? The Redskins, right?
It's the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers.
Oh my God. See, I'm all gone. I'm lost. We're gonna go with Kentucky Fried Chicken. No, Kansas City Chiefs.
Mhm.
We're just gonna go
So,
for that. Yeah.
I don't really follow any teams. I do like a good football game though. But I don't, everyone's like, who's your favorite? I don't have a favorite team. I will say I did watch the Kansas City Chiefs win last year. And that's the first time I've ever watched the Kansas City Chiefs play. And I
Oh,
like
okay.
their quarterback.
Okay.
He's really good. And so,
Good
I don't know.
looking or just
It's
good?
well, he's slightly younger, so we're just gonna go with the good arm, good throwing, good good
Okay.
quarterback skills.
All right. All right.
So Yeah, and I don't know much about the San Francisco 49ers. So, but I like a good game and I'm hoping it's a good game. So I
Yeah.
really look forward to the commercials. I saw something, I don't know if it's true, that the Budweiser Clydesdales commercial, I don't know, there's supposed to be one this year. There hasn't been one in some
There
time.
hasn't been one, yeah, in a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I think they're coming back this year.
That's funny because they have the museum over here for
Do
the
they?
yes. I've never been though, but they do have one over here. It's going towards York area.
Mm-hmm.
And they have pictures and all kinds of stuff in there. So I don't
And they
know,
used to
maybe
have
one
them.
day I'll do it. Yeah,
They
one
used to
day
have
I'll
them
do
here
it.
at Busch Gardens. I think they took them out. Of course,
Yeah.
everything changes, but you could pet them and pose with them and stuff. So
Oh, that's
I did
great.
that with my kids when they were little, but and they're
Hmm.
beautiful ponies. But yeah, so I like the commercials. They got to be good. Sometimes I'm just like, what are they doing?
Yeah, I know. Unfortunately, I have to work, so I don't really have a TV around, but I'm sure I can probably pull it up on my laptop if I had to. I don't know how busy I'll be here though, because everybody's going to probably be watching the game and getting
Yeah,
together and, you
to
know,
go food,
well, maybe somebody will come in here and get some hummus to go or something.
right?
Yeah, little dip.
Yeah,
Uh,
so,
yeah,
but
well, that's fun. That's always a good time. We used to actually host Super Bowls at our house. And we had a lot of people. I would make like a ton of food. My brother would pitch in, and we would have such a good time. And
yeah,
I do like the Broncos, and I do have a jersey for the Broncos.
yeah.
So yeah, so usually when it's Super Bowl and I'm invited somewhere, I usually put my Broncos jersey on.
Do
So
ya?
yeah, it's a lot of fun. Like I don't understand the game completely, but it's fun to get in
The
the
mood, it's
mood.
the spirit of
Yeah,
it.
get in the
Yeah,
groove, yeah, with
yeah.
everybody else. So, yeah.
So, well, we have another family gathering Sunday, so I'm like, it needs to end before the game starts. I'm going home.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I don't know. I used to do parties and stuff, and we would, I had, different friends, and they would do their house one year, we do ours another, and they do the next one would do theirs and stuff. But the kids were little, and everyone's running around and stuff, and I'm just kind
Yeah.
of looking forward to just vegging on the couch and just,
Relaxing.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
very different now for me,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
We don't
know.
do it as much anymore now either over here. And it was usually my cousins and
Yeah,
their friends. And if I had a friend, I would bring my friend and that was fine, whatever. But not so much. We don't get together that much anymore.
yeah, it changes.
It does. Times have changed.
Times have
People are
changed,
busy.
and it's just harder with the dogs too. It's like too many people in the house, and they're upset, and
Oh, yes, of course.
why are these people in my house? And
Yeah, right?
like the dogs don't approve. Like,
Sorry.
oh yeah, it's just
Makes them
changed.
nervous.
So
Yeah.
yeah, well, it's a lot, and especially when they're protective, they just.
Well, yeah, they're just used to you and
Well,
you're, you
you heard Murphy barking. He was barking at the door when we were podcasting with Crystal because he was outside when Crystal came in. I did that on purpose, thinking it'd be fine. He did not accept that as the answer, and he's barking because he hears a stranger's voice in this room with me,
right,
and
right.
he's just like, "I'm not having it." And I open the
Yes.
door, and he jumps up. Well, he's a nipper, and he grabs clothes, and
Oh, yeah,
he grabs my clothes every day. So he
yeah,
jumps he
yeah.
jumps high too. He comes up to my shoulder when he's jumping, which is really kind of amazing because he's kind of fat and hot dogish shaped. So
And he has short legs too.
yeah,
Yeah,
he's
that's what I
short.
mean. I don't, yeah,
Yeah,
that's pretty good. That's impressive.
it is
Good job,
impressive.
doggy. That's very impressive.
Hitting 50 pounds and that sucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll
So
reach in your shoulder.
yeah, and he's not having it. You're not coming in the house without him meeting you, sniffing you, and checking you out. So.
Of course. Yeah, yeah.
So I did a
That's
little
normal.
different with Danny. He's used to Danny though too. He sees her more. So
Yeah.
yeah. And she's like, nope, you're gonna do it my way. So and he's like, fine. Yeah.
Right, exactly. But she's good with the animals anyway. She works
Yeah,
with the
she's
animals
used to
anyway.
them, so,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
she knows how to handle them. So,
Yes. Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
you can't walk into someone's house with big dogs and have fear on you.
No, you sure can't.
That's not gonna fly.
No,
So,
not at all.
yeah. So, but that's about it. It's just kind of an uneventful, kind of relaxing weekend. It's gonna make Monday harder.
Oh, yeah, I bet. Definitely. You would have had a 3-day weekend. So,
hmm
yeah. It's okay.
Yeah.
You might be a little bit more refreshed on Monday when you go in. So, even though your thoughts will still be there, you know.
I'm not the only coworker getting snarky, and it's funny because I come back and Adeline's always like, "You miss us," and I just don't answer.
I
I just
don't. Just tell them nope. I sure don't.
because then she starts to, we're your work family. I'm like,
Uh, no,
yeah, right. So
no.
I don't generally miss like that
Yeah, yeah.
coworkers and stuff. Like
Well, you see them every day
I
for the
spend
majority of
40
your
hours a
time.
week with them. A day off
Yeah.
isn't gonna, no offense. It's not that I don't like you.
No, but still, I wouldn't want to either. I spent all my whole days in here. I would never like, no, I don't miss it. I'm sorry, I just don't. I'm
My
not gonna
one,
lie, I just don't.
I know, right? My one coworker, I always see him every morning when I go by, and because he's at the main desk in the middle, and he was off like a day or two once. I forget how many months ago for whatever. I walk by. He always, if I don't say good morning, he goes, I'm like, good morning. But I'm like 90 miles an hour and I'm in my train of
Yeah.
thought and I'm not really like intentionally ignoring him. And he was like, "Did you miss me?" I said, "Oh, you weren't here?" He was like, "Oh, nice." Real nice.
Thanks a
He's just like,
lot.
and the coworkers were laughing that were passing by. They were like, "Damn."
Yeah, that's good though. That was a good comeback.
And I just smiled at him. He's like, "Yeah, okay."
Yeah. I got you. I got you.
I'm like, "Oh, you weren't here?"
Oh my God. Well, I'll never forget you, that's for sure.
No, we've known each other a long time. Or he'll say, God, what does he say? And my normal response to him is, it's just automatic.
Yeah.
It's like, "Oh, I missed you." I'm like, "Oh, as much as," my response is, "Oh, as much as I missed you, you missed me," or I don't remember. I forget what he says. He
Yeah.
says it by the fly, and I just automatically respond, and we both laugh
Yeah.
because it's the normal routine. So,
Right. Right.
and it's automatic. I can't even tell you what it is now, but it's basically saying, "Oh, I missed you as much as you missed me." In other words, you didn't miss me, I didn't miss you.
Exactly. Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, whatever the routine is and however he starts it. But anyways,
Yeah.
yeah. So, yeah, the Adeline will be
Well,
in my
that's
face. "Did you miss us?" And then she'll want to tell me everything that happened that when I wasn't there.
oh, of course she does. Of course she does.
And I'll be
She
like,
doesn't want to work. That's
"This is
probably.
why I took the day off, was to miss all this."
And you're not making me miss it.
Yeah, it's kind of backfiring.
Yes, it is definitely. Well, that's
You
good. You're
know.
gonna have an eventful weekend. That's always fun.
Well, yeah, it's all right. It's
Yeah.
all right. I like doing a little bit of stuff here and there, and I also like doing nothing. So,
Well, yes, yes. But
no,
that's
it's
good. You
it's
get to spend
fine.
time with family and stuff like that,
Oh,
and
the
you get to see
babies,
the
yes.
grandbabies.
The
Yeah,
babies,
that's the
yeah.
most important
Yeah,
part
so
nowadays. So,
as long as everyone's getting along.
yes, yes.
So,
Cross our fingers.
right?
Cross our fingers.
That's the stuff that gives me anxiety.
Yes,
So,
I know.
yeah, that's the stuff
So,
I worry about.
yeah.
So, anyways, and then this week is our big first meeting, not the big one, not the big one, but so at work.
Mhm.
So the second uh, meeting that
Yes.
they're starting to do or whatever they're doing, I don't know. So we shall see how that goes.
Okay. Keep us updated on that. Next week. Next week,
Her
everyone.
podcasting becomes a full-time job.
Exactly. You'll be listening to us every day.
I'll be like, get on here, Pascal.
Get on now. Now. Wait, I'll have to hook up to my phone now. Make sure that we're on. Get my
Right?
little earpiece in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll be ready. I'll be ready. I'm ready for you anytime.
Okay. Okay.
Let's do it.
So what about you this weekend?
Nothing, just work. That's about
Yeah.
it. Yeah, nothing fancy, nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Um, just on my normal everyday life. So, and it's okay. I'm okay with it. It's cold outside. I don't really want to be outside right now because it's that cold. But I heard tomorrow it was going to be really nice. I think it was going to be 62 or something like that, they said. So that's good. That's good for us. That means
Yeah.
short sleeves.
Still means
No
long
jacket.
sleeves for me.
Yeah, no jacket.
With a light
Short
jacket.
sleeves. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
But
funny.
no shorts though.
No shorts. Yeah.
No, no
Tomorrow,
shorts.
I think our high is supposed to be in the 70s.
Okay, good.
77.
That's good weather. I like that. I like
So
that. Between
now
60s and 70s, that's like springtime.
76 and then 75, 74, and then we drop down starting Tuesday back to the low 60s. So
Mhm.
this does not heat up my water to launch my skis. That's all.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
The water is 60 some degrees out there, so
Yeah. Yeah, that's chilly.
it's a little chilly. So yeah, so we won't be
Yeah, this is only a short period of time. It's only for the weekend that it's going to get nice. And then starting next week again, it's going to go back down.
yeah.
Back down again to being
So,
cold. But it's
but
odd for February.
all I know is there are a lot of snowbird license plates on the road. And this makes it my road rage season.
Oh, no.
I have no patience
Yes. Yeah.
for
Everybody flew south for the winter.
they did.
Yes.
And I don't appreciate.
It's funny. I have a couple here that actually lived in Indian Rocks Road, and well, not Indian Rocks Road, Indian Rocks area, and
Mm-hmm.
they had a house over that way and everything, and they come in here. I see them during the summertime, but they're not here during the wintertime.
No, they're
So
not.
I'm thinking, no, they're
They go
over.
home.
They're over by you.
Yeah.
But I
But
told them, I said, yeah. I said it's always fun down there.
Yeah.
The
I just ask
population
you at
increases.
least go the speed limit. Minor
Oh my
details.
God.
Well, the population of each municipality doubles when the snowbirds
Yes.
come down. So
Yes.
if you're in the city of Clearwater and say they have 150,000, they did a report on this. It doubles.
Wow.
And so that's a lot more. It was this city goes up this much and this city and it's a lot.
That's
And
crazy.
they're building up and it's there's no land and it's ruining it for those of us who live here. And there was a DJ asked the question, what's our state bird in some game, and someone answered the snowbird.
It is now.
It is.
Yeah.
Today I could not believe it. There was some lady and I was trying to get out of the median and go into a parking lot, and some guy was trying to see past me to go, and she decided to wedge herself between us.
Oh
And
my
she was
gosh.
not from here, and I was gesturing. I was like, what are you doing? Why would you just now make it more dangerous? None of us can see now. Her butt's
Wow.
hanging out. I couldn't see, and I'm trying to see around, and there's 3 lanes I would have to fight to get through. And
Mhm.
I just, I
Well,
was just like,
that's how they drive up here too, though. They drive slow like that too, and I can't stand it. Like
mm-mm.
the other day I was behind I don't know how many people, and I'm like, okay, just calm down, Pascal, because this is just getting all crazy right now. And
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. Like these people were like driving in a 45. They were driving 30.
Oh, I know. I've
I'm
been behind
like,
some, and I'm like, I'm going 28, which means you're going like 32,
exactly.
and the speed limit's 45, and I do at least 60. So there's a problem with the math here.
And yeah, and I'm just like you too. I at least do like 50, 55 even when I'm going down those roads.
Hmm.
But these people, I don't know, like, and I'm sitting in the car and I'm going, oh my God, do you have all the time in the world to just sit here and drive? Why don't you just go home? I don't know what they're doing.
What gets me is I'm watching them in front of me, and 8 times out of 10, they have other people in the car with them, and they're pointing. I'm
Ah,
like, that building's been there since I was 2.
yeah,
It ain't look any different. It's still brick. It's
right.
the same spot. They didn't do anything to it.
Yeah,
I'm going to need you to hit the pedal on the right.
exactly,
Apply the
exactly.
pressure. Let's go.
Yeah, no, they're crazy. People who are driving like that, they drive me insane.
And then they're like,
Insane.
oh, you're one of those. Yes, I am. And in the parking garage at work, oh my God, I just can't. I just can't.
I believe you. I believe you.
She stops and she's trying to decide which way to go. I'm like, well, you have 2 choices.
No, apparently there might be a
Legit
third.
2 choices.
Yeah.
Pick one, because I'm going the opposite way. I'm stepping on the gas and I'm beating you to the next ramp, is which I usually do anyways. But
Yeah.
yeah.
No, they're
Yeah, and
they're
they're
not.
sitting there and they're looking. I'm like, it's a parking garage. We're the only 2 cars here right now. Why? What are you looking for? There's no oncoming cars. That's an elevator shaft, and that's a stairwell. So if a car comes
Yeah.
out the stairwell, we have bigger problems.
They're on vacation. They're chilling out. They're not in a hurry to go anywhere. That's their
Oh,
problem. I'm not saying that I'm in a hurry to go anywhere either all the time, but at least like you said, drive the speed limit.
I just,
I'll be doing this motion like in my windshield,
yeah,
right? And they're looking, I could see them looking too, because
yeah, they're
they're
trying to
looking
figure out.
behind us. Yes, I'm going, go, go,
Go.
go. Let's do it. The
And
speed limit.
I sound like my mother. The light turns green, and everyone just sits there. And that's fine to sit there for a second, make sure nothing's blowing a light and it's going to ram you.
Yeah.
But they're usually on their phone, so they're not just sitting there for a second or
Ex
two. And
right.
I'm like yelling, it doesn't get any greener,
Yes.
which is what my mother used to say.
I'm turning into my mother.
I definitely have moments.
There was this lady, I was trying to come into work. There was this lady crossing over the bridge, and they're doing some kind of construction. Okay, so they got the road blocked off. So here she is in her window, and I can see her, and she has her phone like this, just taking a picture of all the construction people. And she's driving 15 miles an hour. I beep at her, and she just looked at me. I'm like, fucking drive. Where are you going to post that? Who are you going to send that to? You've never seen construction workers? They're not even sexy. So keep on going.
I know, right? It's so funny.
Drive me insane.
Maybe I
Anyway,
should start doing that.
maybe, yes, maybe. Maybe we should hold the stop sign and all that stuff. I don't know. Go, drive faster. Drive. I wish I had those signs.
I know, right? I would probably make trouble if I had signs, if someone gave me signs.
Oh, I think the cop would stop me. I think if I had one of those, they have one of those microphone things that you can talk from your car, and like the megaphone. So it's
Oh,
kind of like that, but it's with a microphone and they can hear you
yeah.
outside. So
Yeah.
I might get one and put that on my car and say, "Could you fucking
Oh,
drive
if you get one, can you
faster?"
send me the link?
No, I'll just send you one. I won't send you the link. I'll send you one down there. We'll both be on video
Video.
together while we're doing it together. Yes. Yes.
That could be fun.
Oh my gosh, yes. We can videotape each other doing it.
Mm-hmm.
That would be hilarious and get to get all the
Yeah.
people's reactions.
Yeah.
Although we got to be careful nowadays, people have guns and shit like that. So somebody might not think that it's so funny. I think it's hilarious.
I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah,
me. So
I know. Yeah, no, I think that would be hilarious.
yes, yes.
So, yeah. So, anyways, that's about it here. I mean, nothing too exciting. Same old work,
Yeah, same here. Same here.
clean,
Yes, work, clean, laundry, food, all done.
blah, blah,
Go
blah, blah,
home, go to
blah,
sleep, blah, blah, blah,
blah,
blah.
blah, blah.
Yeah, sound like Charlie Brown's mom. Wah, wah,
Wah,
wah,
wah,
wah,
wah.
wah.
Well, the
Oh
one
my God.
exciting thing, and I told you about it before, and I will say the one thing that's been exciting to me is I have started working on my dual citizenship again. And
Hmm.
I had reached out to the girl in Italy that helped me some before, and it took like, what was it, a month to respond to me. And
I
she's like,
think
"Oh,
so, yeah.
I will help you." And I was so excited. So
Oh,
I
that
sent
is
her some
exciting.
messages today, and hopefully I'll wake up to some responses tomorrow. And
Hopefully.
yeah, so
That's good. I'm just happy she responded back. So,
well, I was going to have to find a stranger and start all over, but yeah.
yeah, no, no, thank you.
So
But
it's
I'm glad
helpful
she,
that she lives there. So
well,
yeah.
yeah, and she understands everything. She's done it for you a couple of times, so
So
she knows
yeah.
you. So that's a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm excited about that. I'm looking forward to that.
Yes.
So
Yes. That
that's
is
just
exciting.
something I felt the need to do. And it's nothing that is pressing, but it's just something going on in the background. It's, you have to do things in phases. So it's a waiting game. Getting appointments, a waiting game. So
Yeah.
I have bigger things to work on, but it's kind of the hunt of the family information from Italy and getting the stuff in Italian and stuff. That's fun. So
Yes. Yes, it is. Especially when
yeah.
you find out different things about your family that you didn't know. So,
Yeah.
that is a lot of fun. Good or bad, I don't
Yeah.
know.
I know. Good or
I
bad.
see you looking at me.
Yeah.
Yeah, good or
If I
bad. It could be good or
disappear,
bad,
remember
but
this episode.
no, nobody's going anywhere.
I know. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Yeah.
So I posted the question, what for something different and to break things up. What's the most important thing you learned from your dad? So what is the most important thing you learned from your dad? There's that whole daddy's girl and all that stuff, and dad's teaching the girls to be, tough and whatnot.
Well,
So
I
what
mean,
has your dad
uh,
taught you? What was the most
I,
important lesson?
the most important to me was probably to be independent, not have to depend on anyone for anything, as far as like monetary value goes or schooling goes or anything like that. So he taught me to stand on my own 2 feet and take care of myself.
Okay.
Yeah, that
That's
was the main
important.
thing.
That is
Yeah,
important.
definitely.
That is important. So, the very first comment, which is the one I relate to the most, is not to be like him.
Yeah,
So that is what my dad taught me, was not to be like him and not to have someone treat me like that, not to tolerate someone like him.
right.
That's what I learned. And I learned that at a very young age.
Mm. But
So,
that's a very important thing to learn, though, too, and it's sad that you had to learn it at a very young age, but I think it was a well learned lesson.
it's a well-learned lesson. And a lot of people are like, oh, you didn't have a dad. Well, no, I kind of did. I call him my surrogate dad. He actually passed away 2 years ago in
Mhm.
October. I met them when I moved to the beach. I met them because I caught a seahorse when I was
Yeah.
10 off my dock, and I took them to Anona, and Mr. Hall helped me set up a tank at Anona
Oh
Elementary.
my God,
Do you remember
Mr.
this? We've had
Hall.
this. Do you remember this? We've
Yeah,
had this
Mr. Hall.
conversation. And
Yes.
then a snake got out and kids were chasing the snake or something.
Yes.
We weren't
Yes.
allowed to have any more live animals at Anona Elementary, and I had to bring my seahorse home, and I wanted to bring him home and keep him in a tank, and that's how the seahorse thing started. So I set up a tank in my room, and I had this one little small seahorse in my little 10-gallon tank. Eventually the tank grew to 65 gallons, but it started with a 10-gallon tank.
Yeah.
And I have an oldest sister who has a husband who has a boat store. And so, ironically, there's a customer of ours that lives right down the road from you that too does seahorses.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
And that's how I met Joni and Dwight when I was 10. And if
Yeah,
I could tell you that my best childhood memories are from them.
that's very important too, though.
He taught
That's
me to
good.
drive. He took me to get my license. They took me on trips with them. I got exposed to the finer things in life. So, yes, I do like the finer things in life. So, while I'm simple, like I'm happy staying home, not doing much, if I'm going somewhere, I'm going big.
Yeah, absolutely.
you know, I mean, they exposed me because my mom couldn't afford it, and they were wealthy, but they worked. They
Yeah.
both worked, and I tell people, yeah, like they took me to, Burns Steakhouse here. Have you ever been to Burns here? It's like a, expensive steakhouse. Back in the day, it was very special. Now everyone and anyone can go, just like pretty much anything else. People carried
Right.
certain brand bags. It was special. Now teenagers are carrying the high-end brand bags and stuff. So
Right. Right.
they're like, we're taking you diamond shopping into a special diamond shopping. When you get invited to go diamond shopping, you have money. So anyways, they
Yeah.
took me diamond shopping, and then they took me to Burns for dinner and to just kind of expose me to finer things in life and to reach for those goals. And that's where I get disappointed in myself, because I definitely have not. And I don't need a diamond shop. Let's just start there. I don't even think I need a diamond shop. That's beyond just, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
Don't need the diamond shop, but
No. But the
yeah.
goals, yeah, that's very important. That's and
Yeah,
he's
they took me traveling with them and stuff like that. And so, yeah,
yeah,
so
he was
that
a pretty
is,
good father figure for you.
oh, I got him Father's Day cards. I got her Mother's Day cards as well. For
Yeah.
people, they were worded for people who were like, so I did not miss out, and I would not trade my time with them for
Hmm.
time back with my dad. I wouldn't
Sure.
trade it. I would not trade it.
Right.
So I totally relate to that first comment, not to be like him. The second one's pretty similar. Not to become an alcoholic and beat his wife in front of the children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. What a hard, difficult lesson that you learned from your father. But I'm sure, there's so many people out there that don't talk about it either. So it's good that we're able to do that here and people can relate. We each had different upbringings, and it's good to see the difference in our upbringings too.
It also helped me realize and not feel so alone, in the sense like I didn't talk about this stuff. And I've had friends we've gone to school with just in the last few years go, I never knew your childhood was like that. Well, I didn't talk about it. It was embarrassing.
Yeah.
And again, I didn't want to be the talk of the campus,
Right. Right.
so
Yeah, because I couldn't even I mean, mind you, we were in elementary school and everything, but I could never tell.
yeah.
You always came in happy, you always had a smile on your face, you always, were very friendly. So I didn't think any different. I
Yeah.
didn't think that you didn't have that in your life.
Yeah.
So and that's what it is people will put on this mask because they don't want to show what's actually happening in the background. Um, and there's nothing wrong with that, of course, because, sometimes you have to, because you have to do what you have to do.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if there is help out there, so use the help if you need it.
It's very different today than it was
It is
in the
very,
early 80s, and what my mom went through and what women went through. And,
definitely. Yeah, it's way different.
it's more support systems out there today.
There
It's
is.
more it's more common. People are talking about it more. But back then it was, I just,
It was hush hush. Yeah, back
yeah,
then it was hush hush.
it was very hush hush. Then someone posted, apparently I should just kind of skedaddle and disappear once the kid is born, but I'm not sure if I should go through with that though. So it sounds like they're in a relationship with a woman who's
Right.
having their baby,
Hmm.
and
So
he's
maybe
either,
what their father did to them, skedaddle. Is that how you took it?
I took it as I kind of took it as a little bit more than that. I took it
Okay.
as like maybe things aren't good between her and him because it almost seemed like that it implied that they were told they needed to just kind of keep a distance or something.
But yeah.
I mean, maybe it was done to them, but maybe they're in a bad relationship and they're female, how women can be. You're not seeing this kid ever, and
Well, yeah, yeah.
you
Or
know,
maybe something like that happened on her side where maybe
maybe.
her dad walked away from her when she was born and she's telling him, "Are you going to do the same thing?" or something like that.
Yeah. So I don't
Could be.
know, but he said, I don't know if I should go through with it.
Hmm. Don't walk away from kid.
Well,
I don't.
that's what I wrote back. I said, if you're doubting that you should go through with it, because I don't know what the dynamics are, I don't know the specifics.
Right.
Your gut's telling you no. If you're questioning
Exactly.
it,
Yes, that's true. You've already made up your mind. You just don't
yeah,
know it.
yeah,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
don't, you have made up your mind. You're still there. You know,
Yeah.
why wait till the kid's born? It'd be easier if you just went now. So
Right.
why, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I remember stories like this, and I don't, nowadays, if you did this, you'd probably, lose your custody of your kid. When I was 8 years old, my father sat me down and made me smoke a cigarette. I never wanted another one. Best lesson he ever taught me, and one of the best of my life.
Oh, see?
And then people responded to that. Yeah, made me
I'm sure
vomit
they
when he
did.
did
Yeah.
that. Made me sick. I turned green, and just people,
Yeah.
yeah. So, but remember back in the day, yeah,
Yes.
I used to hear that happening. You don't hear that
Yeah.
anymore.
No,
Now
not
it would
anymore.
be it would be you've permanently scarred them and your kid's
Yeah.
now in therapy.
Right. Well, and
Or
everybody's in therapy nowadays. My God.
yeah. And DCF's coming to your house for the 3 month
Right?
checkup and
Yeah. They're gonna take your kid away from you.
yeah, so
Not
no.
now. Now, back then, shoot, when you were sitting at the table with your mom or dad and you're having dinner or whatever, and they're like, "Here, have a sip of this wine," or "Here, have a
I
sip of
had
this."
beer.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I had Ada. Ada is our drink, our licorice, black licorice drink.
Yeah.
My dad and mom would sit at the table and he'd be like, "Here, you want to taste it? Have a taste." So I mean, now if they, like you said, if they do that, no, forget it. You're
Yeah.
abusive.
That's why we're tougher than kids nowadays.
I think so, yeah.
Someone posted my work ethic. I've been homeless and lost everything 3 times. I've always fought back.
Oh, wow. Keep fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Anyone can
They
do it.
never stop fighting, yeah. They never quit. I like it.
No,
Never quitter.
no. Being homeless and losing everything and
3 times?
3 times.
That's a lot. But that's good. More power to you.
Yeah. Someone posted, if someone hits you first, you then have the right to massacre them.
Massacre. What?
The word was massacre.
What?
Yep. Hmm.
Okay. I don't know what to say to that.
Well, I've always told.
Massacre scares me. That's
Yeah, I
like
know.
what's
That's
scaring me.
yeah. Poor choice of words.
Yeah.
But I've always told my children,
Defend yourself.
yeah, don't start it.
Right. But finish it.
Don't take it, but definitely finish it. So
Yes.
both of my kids have been suspended for doing just that
Mhm.
in middle school. And
Well,
they want to lecture you as a parent, and I'm just sitting there looking at them like, why?
why are we even
Well,
discussing
even
this?
on video, yes, the other kid started it. He did this to your son, and he did blah blah blah, and he got him in a chokehold, and then your son pounded him, and blah blah blah, and they're both suspended for 3 days. I said, okay,
Yeah. That's it. What more do
that's
you want?
it.
Yeah.
We're gonna go have lunch now.
Right.
His choosing.
Right. Pizza?
Well, let me tell you what. Living here by these schools,
Mhm.
when you see an ambulance and fire trucks pull up, it's a lot of times it's either an OD or some poor kid has been beaten to an inch of their life. And it's not going to be my kid that is that statistic of being beaten to an inch of their life,
Oh,
because everyone
no.
wants to watch and they want to teach you to brace yourself, stand back and
Yeah.
cross your arms. Screw that. No,
No, you should defend yourself.
you defend yourself.
Yeah, 100%. 100%
Brace
defend yourself.
yourself. You
Brace
defend
yourself for
yourself.
what?
I don't. They show you
There a
the
hurricane
stance.
coming?
You know, I mean, geez Louise. I just sit there. I said, you're not ever going to get me to agree to this.
No, no, no. You
It's
should
not
always
ever.
defend
It's
yourself.
no.
No.
You always defend yourself. I'm sorry, your school policy or the school board policy is.
Hmm.
But I would think any day of the week you'd rather have a fight than an OD. But
Now,
sometimes
come
it's an
on. If
OD.
they were, I know, but if they were standing there, if they had kids standing there, they would tell them the exact same thing. Defend yourself. They're not going to tell them, okay, cross your arms and stand there and
Oh,
brace
they do
yourself.
these big meetings at the beginning of the year with the parents and stuff about, we want them to do the stance with 1 foot forward and 1 foot back and your arms like this and you're, blocking. Oh yeah, okay, sure.
Right, because everybody's going to be doing that bull
Yeah.
crap.
So someone bigger than you starts pounding you, you do that. Let me know how that works out for you.
Right, exactly.
Give me that crap. No. So yeah, both of my kids have been. And then, they never believed me. They're like, so we're not in trouble? I'm like, nope, you didn't start it. It's not what they said.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
it's not what the video showed. So
Exactly. That's it.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
Where do you want to go for lunch and ice cream?
Right. Exactly. I have no words for your principal, so let's
Yeah.
move on.
I disagree with him, so we're just gonna go do something else
Yeah.
for a few days.
Well, and then they look at you, right? Like you're supposed to be like, okay, the parent, like you're supposed to scold them and do this. No, not gonna
And
do
take
it.
their side.
Yeah, no, not
And
gonna
that's
do
the
it.
problem. One of the many problems with the world.
Mhm. Mhm.
And all the crap that's going on. I'm
Yes.
still very old school.
Yeah.
No, it ain't happening.
No, you can't. And now the world is just getting harder and harder each time. And
Yeah.
even the kids that go to school nowadays, it's 20 times worse. I mean, we had our bullies and we had people like that, but it was never to this extent. Young kids have a lot to deal with when it comes to physical stuff. As far as fighting and arguing and ODing and all of that stuff. So that it's a lot harder for them growing up.
Yeah. It's definitely times have changed. Also, when there's more population, there's more of everything.
Absolutely.
The percentages have to, they increase as well. So, I don't know if it's because of social media and people feeling the need to post everything online. I don't know if you just heard about it less because, drugs
There
and stuff have
wasn't
been
any of that
around.
social media. Yeah,
There
there wasn't a
wasn't.
lot of that.
So, I definitely think there's an increase, but there's just an increase in knowing about it as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
So, but yeah. So I reckon I learned how to treat people and respect women and work hard. He reckons.
He reckons.
Yeah, that's what he said. To be kind, to care about those around me, and that family means everything. Not much you can say to that.
No.
I have a great relationship with my dad. He taught me many valuable lessons. The most helpful one is that you should never accept a situation if you are not completely happy with it. Find a solution that works for you or change your perception towards it.
I like that. That's a good one.
I like it too.
Mm-hmm.
I like it too. It is a good one. Because ultimately you are responsible for your happiness.
Yeah, definitely.
And only you can change it. And if your perspective isn't going to change and you're entitled to your perspective, it's your life, then move on to the next thing.
That's it.
This is actually from a coworker. How to take a punch.
How to take a punch.
She's a girl, and it's how to take a punch. And she also said how to make a fist with your thumb so it doesn't get broken and you really can just, They were hoping for a boy, she then said.
I was going to say.
but it was useful information, she said.
Okay, well, that's good.
And
That's
I was
very
like,
good.
yeah, it was the same with my daughter. I'm familiar.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
useful information. So yeah, she's funny. How to lie, and there was a lot of that. There
How
was a
to
lot of
lie.
how to lie where the husband is cheating on
Is that
on
where all men get it from?
the people who said that. Basically it was they were all watched their parents fight about, the cheating
Yeah.
and
Lying.
lying about it and lying to them to do it and just
Probably like secretive things, where you
well,
kind of be like, hey, don't tell mommy, that we're
yeah.
going here doing, yeah.
And I can relate because not only was my dad an alcoholic, he was a cheater.
Yeah.
And back in the day, the women would call the house, and my mom would just get this look on her face, and she'd just quietly hang up. She wouldn't say bye or anything. She'd just hang up,
Hmm.
and she never said a word. And I would just watch her.
Yeah.
And then later, she said, yeah, when they were looking for him and stuff,
They would call the house.
they would call the house.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, back then, you didn't make a big fuss about those kinds of things either.
Mm-mm.
Um, Plus, your mom was raised in like, wait, how, when was your mom born?
According to her certificate here, 1937. She was 76 when she
1937.
passed. Yeah.
Okay.
So she's
So,
been gone
yeah.
10 years. Yeah.
So during those times, you're just taught to basically just shut up and put up with it.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? Her mom did too.
Yeah. See? So she
It's that
learned from
vicious
her mom.
cycle.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And you know what's a funny story is my mom, I found out later in life, she was engaged to another guy before my dad.
Oh, wow.
And he was playing college football.
Hmm.
And he got hurt and it killed him during the game.
Oh, wow.
And that was the love of her life.
My gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm just sitting there going, what?
Right?
My mom? What? Yeah. Yeah. I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
She had saved an article. I never knew what that article or who it was. I thought maybe it was some distant family member or something. And she had saved this newspaper clipping about it for, I mean, it survived
Many
my parents'
years.
marriage and divorces, many, many years.
Wow.
Hmm. And
Wow.
that's who he
You
was.
never forgot him.
Mm-mm. Talk
You
about
were
feeling
life taking.
cheated,
Yeah, definitely.
you know?
Well, what are you gonna do? You wouldn't be here if she went
I
different
know I
direction.
wouldn't be
So
able to grace you with my greatness.
absolutely. Duh.
Oh my God. Treat others as you want to be treated.
Yeah.
Treat others
That's a
as you want to
simple
be
one.
treated.
Yeah,
It
that's
is.
a simple one. Yeah.
It
But a
is.
good one too.
Yep. Similar to yours, don't be dependent on others, be self-sufficient. So many great things my dad instilled in me. Another is to make goals.
There you go. Yeah. And meet those goals. Yeah.
Hmm. Someone else posted my love of reading, work, life, and balance.
That's nice. That's a good one.
Well, how many parents think to always,
Do that with their
yeah.
children? No, very rare. Very.
Uh, and another, a friend of mine, she posted, and probably for similar reasons, how not to treat people.
Yeah.
That children need to be shown love, kindness, and patience.
Hmm. Those are all very similar. The majority of them are very similar when you're reading
Yeah.
them off, like as far as not being like them and um I don't know, it's almost sad.
Well, you realize, like, when I was going through everything I was going through, I thought for sure I'm the only one. I'll be the talk of the town,
Hmm.
so to speak. And eh, and you're not,
No, you're not. You don't realize
because
how many more out there that are going through similar to what you've been through or have gone through. So interesting. Interesting
yeah,
to hear. Interesting in the comments.
there was a lot of that. It's how not to be like him, how not to
Right.
be an alcoholic, how not to beat the wife. There was a
Well,
lot of that,
that's
and
right.
I don't keep repeating them because you can only say it so many times, you know.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, there were many comments. A lot of it, it's sad.
It is. Yeah.
It's sad. You know, it
It
truly
is.
is. Now, this answer I don't really understand. I'm going to read it as it is typed.
Okay.
I guess that isn't really important, but wait, how to make a snow angel when we moved to Florida. Just me and my mom, so I didn't know him very well. Then he died when I was 13. So I'm a little confused because I know we had snow once.
I don't know. I don't I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know.
Then the next part of it, because then they commented again. I guess that isn't really important, but the only thing I remember and the trip to the carnival too. We left when I was only 4, so I don't remember a lot. I did teach my son how to make them too, the first big snow that we had after we moved to Tennessee, because this Florida raised mom didn't know much about snow.
Okay.
I think there's some typos or something.
Oh, could be. Yeah. I don't know.
As far as like if you're doing talk to text and you think you said something, or
It
I don't
could
know.
be. Yeah. Yeah. Could be.
Because my phone isn't always kind to me during talk to text.
Oh no, mine isn't either. It just picks up all kinds of stupid nonsense.
Right? And I'm like, what word is that? I didn't type that
Right.
one. I didn't
Yeah.
say that word.
Well, no, the one time when I texted you something and then you were like, I'm sorry, I don't understand.
I'm getting good at deciphering, but sometimes I'm just like, I
Well,
don't
and then I looked
know.
at my phone and I'm like, oh my God, this stupid ass thing.
You know,
So,
so
but what about the when I was 4 years old? What is that? Repeat that again.
um well uh
And I left about the carnival and
yeah, I guess that it wasn't really important, but the only thing I remember, and a trip to the carnival too. We left when I was only 4, so I don't remember a lot.
oh, so maybe he said maybe she or he is saying that
She,
she is saying that her father left when she was around 4 years old, and so she doesn't remember too much about him.
maybe,
Could be. I don't
could
know.
be, it could be.
I don't know. Whoever you are, write back in so we can understand what the heck is going on. Um, Not to sound mean. I'm not trying to sound mean. I just want to know.
Yeah, we don't understand.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, because when we moved to Florida, just me and my mom. So I know her from growing up here. She does not live here now.
Ah, okay.
Now she lives in Tennessee.
Okay.
So it might be a little backwards.
Could be. Yeah.
So, but yeah, so I think that when we're young, we absorb, and they say kids are sponges. We are. Well, we aren't anymore because we aren't
Absolutely.
kids, but kids are sponges. And they learn by what they see, what they witness.
They do, and half the time, as being parents, my parents, I can tell you from my experience, they were always like, oh, they're kids, they're not really listening or watching or doing any of that stuff. But we are, we were, I know I was, and
Hmm.
I know a lot more, than what they ever thought that I knew.
Yes.
And when I had that conversation, like with my mom or my dad, they're like, well, how do you know that? I said, well, they're like, you were just a little kid. And yeah, well, I
I
was
got a
listening.
brain.
Yeah, I was listening. I heard it. I saw it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, watch
Yeah.
watch what you're doing in front of your kids. They are watching, they are listening,
Yeah. They are. You
and
know.
they're absorbing everything that you show them. So be careful what you want to put out there.
And it's interesting too because genetics comes to play as well, in my opinion.
Definitely. Yes.
So if your kid has a personality, say your son has a personality like your father, and they're absorbing, it's usually not too
It's
good
not no, it's not going to end well.
because the people I was talking about to you earlier before we started recording, and his son's personality was totally opposite of him, more like his mother. So he's an
Mm,
entirely different person because he learned how not to be. He's one of
not
those where
yeah.
not to do what he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it depends on that personality that you get.
It is.
Uh,
That's true. Yeah, it does. It makes a great influence
you
in the
know,
way you're going to be as an adult.
yeah,
Yeah.
so and that is the thing. That's why we have genetics.
Yes.
That's why I'm saying it
Exactly.
doesn't get any greener at the stoplight, at the green
No,
light.
no, sure doesn't.
'Cause I sound like my mother. Just saying. Just saying.
It's funny because I catch myself doing some things that my mom used to do too, and I'm
I
like, oh,
know, my God, stop that. Or
yeah,
my oldest sister, there's a gesture or something I'll do that I catch myself as I'm like, oh my God, she used to do that. Stop that.
yeah, yeah,
You know. Yeah.
yeah. But it's funny. It's funny. It is.
You know.
It is genetics. It just happens
It
without you
is.
even recognizing it or realizing that it's happening.
Yeah.
You recognize it after the fact, and you're like, oh my God, I just turned into my mother, or oh my God, I just turned into my father.
Right. Yeah.
You
You
know.
know. So that was it. That was the gist of it. There was a lot of kind of sad, disturbing posts. Not really just it's sad that so many people experienced a lot of what I went through.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
sad. But to know that they do have support out there, if they need it, to reach out and talk to someone about it. They don't need to hold it in. Um,
Well,
Nowadays it's a little bit different because you have a little bit of outside support rather than when we were raised,
oh
you
yeah.
know. So,
Yeah.
so
Well,
yeah, look for that support.
it is it's interesting because this was all happening in the early 80s for me, and even some of my mom's family members are like, "Oh no, he would never do that."
Oh, of
You know.
course.
You know. So, you know, why
Because
would
they
she
didn't
lie?
because
Well, she
right,
didn't
well,
benefit
because
from lying.
they didn't want to deal with the situation either.
Yeah, but they
They
didn't
just
even
wanted
live
to
here. So it's just her talking and telling them, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And they're in Texas and Indiana and stuff. And all they had to do was listen. And they're just like, oh no.
Well, and plus you have to remember, they didn't want to think badly of somebody who they probably knew before all of that happened
Yeah.
either. So you're like they don't want to believe it
Yeah.
that somebody could be like that. So they just kind of push it under the rug
Yeah.
and be like, no, they can't do that. They're not that person that you're
Yeah.
talking about.
My uncle, I flew to Texas and I drove him from Texas to Florida. And he spent like 6, 7 weeks here. And then I drove him back to Texas and I flew home. And that was his last trip here. He passed the following year. And he said no, he didn't believe her, and it bothered him that he didn't believe her at the time, and that he would have come and gotten us and taken us to Texas, because he's like,
Hmm.
your dad ain't following me to Texas, and I ain't allowing it. And he meant that. My uncle didn't play around. And, you
Yeah.
know, he didn't play around. I mean, he was expelled from kindergarten. Expelled, not suspended, expelled at age
And
5.
from kindergarten.
Pretty much his life. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah, yeah. Him and the other Mike, my great uncle
Yeah.
Mike, yeah, together they were expelled from kindergarten.
Oh my God, that's funny.
No, they had to go to separate schools. Anyways,
Did he tell you why he didn't choose to
my mom actually
believe
told
her?
me, oh, no, you know what? It's just being the day and the time and the age that they were, he was in the military for 20 some years. He was in the Navy. And he wasn't around for a lot of it. And he just, when they were around my dad, he just seemed like such a great guy.
Yeah.
Well, he's entertaining and showing off. So he was always a great guy when he got to show off and be, look at me, and all of
Right.
that crap and whatnot. It's behind the doors that you don't see. So, yeah, I mean, I think it was the time, and he was just such a nice guy, you know, and,
Well, yeah, and he's a nice guy in front of them, and they don't want to believe that he could ever do something like that to you
yeah,
guys or to her.
yeah,
Yeah.
so, yeah,
Mm.
he
It's a
basically
hard pill
just,
to swallow.
he felt guilty and he just didn't listen.
Yeah.
And of course, his daughter, my cousin's sitting there and she's like, I didn't even know. No, she
See
knew about it
that
later, but she didn't know at the time it was happening.
at the time, yeah.
Yeah, because she
Yeah.
was a kid then too. So, yeah. So, you know,
Yeah,
it's
well, a lot of things get pushed under the rug, you know. It's difficult.
it's
It
like,
was
why would
difficult
that
back
bring
then.
shame to anyone? I mean, for me, it's in school, it was just I didn't want to be talk of the town and the way kids were, but
Right.
and I just don't do drama. But as far as family and stuff goes, what shame? They no longer lived in Italy or wherever, and they're here and just I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. I guess maybe they put shame on the top of their list. And that was the most important thing that you could never do to your family, you know.
Maybe.
But you're
Well,
right. What shame? What shame would have come out of that?
you know,
I don't
I
know.
I don't know. And I posted the question to do something a little different. Dads are a huge influence in our lives growing up, good,
They
bad, in
are.
between.
Yes.
I was a daddy's girl until that one day I just wasn't anymore when I realized what was going on. And it forever changed me and
Yeah.
altered my path. And it's nice when you hear the stories about the great relationships that daughters and dads have.
Yeah.
Um, Again, I would not trade my time with Joni and Dwight for any time back with my father. I wouldn't want to give up those experiences because of
Mhm.
them. I had some neat experiences that kids don't get,
Yes.
and it that taught other life lessons,
Sure.
and so people are always so shocked when I say that, but I'm like, you didn't live it. You just, you know,
You were just looking through the window.
yeah, you didn't live
Yeah.
it. And
Yeah.
yeah, so, it was just kind of curious what girls thought of their dads and how many of them
Mm.
had wonderful stories to tell. Sadly, there weren't as many
There weren't
wonderful
that many.
stories that I had expected. And I was looking
Yes.
for like bonding moments, like one time
Yeah.
we're on this road trip, something like that. And we
Yeah.
had this long, deep conversation, and it wasn't. There was a lot of alcoholism and abuse.
Hmm.
And there still is today, but it was just kind of sad. I thought I was get very different responses than what I got. So
It is. I mean, when you told me about it, and I was like, okay, I was waiting, like you said, to hear all these nice stories and stuff. And then when you just kept going about, I learned not to do this. I learned not to do
not to do
that. I learned
that.
not to do this. And I'm like, wow,
I mean, even
wow.
my mechanic guy friend that we've been friends since we were 4, his dad lived across the street, and he's like, "Come on over here. Okay, I'm gonna teach you to change a tire." I mean, I
Yeah.
remember that like it was yesterday. And we're jacking up the boat trailer, and he's teaching me how to change a tire. Me and
Mhm.
his daughter,
Mhm.
he did stuff like that with me, and you know. So back in the day, I could change a tire. Now, like jacks and stuff are very different looking. I'm like, what the heck is this? This is not a real
Right.
jack. What is this in here? It's like, what is this cheap thing?
Right? No kidding.
But I mean, my dad never taught me. Well, that's not true. My dad was a carpenter, so I can hammer. I used to be able to take a nail and just one swap and
Oh,
down it
one
go.
slap. Yes.
Yeah, and I enjoy that stuff,
Right.
and yeah. So Colette and I were the girls who we're like, well, we can be girls and boys. We can do both.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
So yeah, we were very tomboyish. So yeah, so I mean, I remember that hammering stuff with him and doing projects with him like that, but
Right.
just a few.
Mm.
Nothing great. Most of my memories are from Joni and Dwight and a few from my neighbors, and that's about it.
Yeah. No, I had great moments with my dad. Our relationship is a little bit different. Just being brought up Middle Eastern, like your dad is like the pillar of the family,
Hmm.
and he's the breadwinner and he gets that and everything like that. I didn't really spend time like how you hear like some dads go and I don't know. I don't know what you would do with a girl like I don't know, go to a dance or something like that. Take
Hmm.
your kid to a dance, something to that effect. I'm not that kind. I didn't grow up like that. I love my
I
dad.
yeah.
I love
No,
my dad.
there
I
was
would
none of that
never,
either.
yeah, I would never trade my father, for any other father in this world. So I do love my father deeply. But we didn't have that kind of a relationship.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just knew my dad loved me. Anything I wanted, he got me. He was there. He was providing for us, things like that. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
No, I didn't have any of that either. So,
yeah.
and not that I'd want to go to a dance because I got to dress up. I got to get a dress. You know how I feel about
Yeah,
dresses. I wore them
yeah,
back then once a year to appease my
yeah,
mother for school pictures, and that was it.
yeah.
It came off when I got home, and that was it.
And that was the end of that.
That was the end of that.
Yeah,
Might as well pack it up now and donate it because
right? Put it in that
worn
bag,
once,
please.
worn once,
Yes.
like a new condition.
See, I
Yeah,
was
so
opposite. I love wearing dresses and doing all that stuff and being girly.
I like being girly more now than I did then, but I still don't do it very often.
Yeah, yeah.
But you saw
No,
me on my
my,
birthday in that dress. That was one of them.
yeah, yeah. Just one?
Well, I wore a dress to my daughter's baby shower. That's two.
That's
That
two.
was like two in
And
a.
you wore a dress for our photo shoot. That's
That's
three.
three
There
in
you
like a
go.
2 year time. See, it increased.
It did. It
Now
did.
I have these expensive dresses I'll never wear again.
Nah, I'm sure you'll need them at some point in time.
Right? So yeah,
Yeah.
so that's right. I did three dresses in like 2 years.
Yes,
Wow.
you did. You did.
It's like a record. My mother would be so
Right?
proud. Well, she always did say over my dead body. Well, this would be the one time she'd be
There
like,
we go. It really happened,
it
Mom. It
happened.
really happened.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
we have pictures of it, so there's proof.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, but that was it, my dear. I just was kind of curious what little girls learned from their dad growing up. And
That was
sadly,
a
it
good
wasn't all
topic.
the
It
sweet,
was
sweet stories I wanted, but
no, but it's okay. At least, we found out that, a lot of people have the same things in common. We just don't talk about it as much, and I think we need to talk about it more. If we need to find help, if you're not being treated kindly or nicely or anything like that, you need to find help. Find someone who will listen to you. Definitely.
and I'm a big believer in where there's a will, there's a way.
Yes.
And that change is not easy. It's not
No,
easy.
no.
You're stepping out of your comfort zone, but you don't grow if you don't do it.
Yep.
You stay
That's
stuck.
right. Definitely.
So, you can always find someone that will listen to you, and your good friends will encourage you to do what's best
Yeah,
for you,
definitely. Definitely. Yep.
So,
Yeah.
but that was it. It was a
Yeah.
lot of stuff I could relate to, not what I was
Yeah.
looking for. So,
No, no, it was unexpected, to be honest. I wasn't expecting that at all. And when you kept going and it kept being the same things over and over, that kind of surprised
there
me.
were a
So,
lot of the
yeah,
same things. I was like,
it
gosh,
was. Yeah,
I just would look at I was just like, oh my God,
right.
I
Yeah.
just, you know,
Almost
sad.
depressed. Yeah, very
It
sad.
really is. I feel for them.
I
I
do
think I came
too.
I
I do
came
too.
out better on the end than most do.
Mhm.
Part of it's my stubbornness to follow suit and follow everyone else because I just don't generally follow everyone else, and it's not in my nature. And then I had some really good influences come into my life at a
Right.
young age and stay for a long time. So um, I was fortunate,
Mhm.
but not everyone is, and I recognize
No.
that. And I
Yeah.
don't think I'm definitely not as scarred as some. But I'm very matter of fact in how I feel in my beliefs. So, you know,
Yeah. Well, rightfully so. Rightfully so.
so I felt bad.
Yeah, I felt bad too. When you kept reading and reading and reading, and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize it, but
No, and people that are older than me and people that are our age, they're like, that didn't happen to you. I'm like,
right. But it did.
it did.
It did.
I was there. I had a front row seat.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Exactly.
yeah. And it's not the worst thing that can happen. So, by no means, there's some that have it worse. So,
Yeah. That's why there's help out there. That's why there's
yeah.
help. If you can find it, and somebody will listen to you, then go for it.
Yep.
Do it. I'm sorry that all happened to everybody. I feel for you guys. I really do. But I'm glad you learned, those lessons, and you
And
grew
hopefully
up to
you,
choose
yeah, grew up to
not to
choose
be.
differently and not to
Yes,
be, and that you're not too permanently scarred or damaged, for lack of better words, and
definitely.
that, those lessons carry you through and you move on in a good way.
Yes, definitely. 100%. Well, thank you
Yeah.
guys all as always. We appreciate all of your comments. And I'm happy to see that there's a lot of comments, which is absolutely great. Good or bad, doesn't matter. Um, we appreciate every comment that there is out there. If you have any questions or want to hear anything any subject that you guys would like to hear about, leave the comments below and Char will get back to you then on that. Or maybe she'll make a question
Maybe I'll make a
about
question.
it.
Maybe it'll become a
Yes,
topic depending on what
yes,
you say, which is kind of
exactly.
what I'm looking for.
Yes. So leave those
Yeah.
comments. Yeah,
If you have a
let us know
question
what you
or
want to
there's a
hear.
topic, just send it to me. You can post it on the Facebook pages. You can post it on Instagram. We now have TikTok for Girlfriend Minute,
Yes.
and the latest greatest is YouTube. And don't get excited, there is no video of us on YouTube
Not yet.
because we do
Until
this
you
so late.
decide.
I'm in my jammies.
Yes, I know.
I would have to
And
zhuzh
I'm
my
in my work
hair.
clothes.
I'd have to zhuzh my hair, and
We
I don't
don't
know.
have to do all that for those people now, do we?
You hear
Let
you,
us
those
know.
people,
No,
right? We are now on
let us
YouTube, and it's
know.
just the Girlfriend Minute logo with all the podcasts uploaded. So that's what's on
Yeah,
YouTube after this week. Got on there this
very
week. So
exciting stuff. Very exciting stuff happening.
growing slowly, working on
Yes.
it, But if you make comments on any of the platforms, I will see them, and it could be a topic. You could then maybe join us.
Yes. How fun would that be? There you
Yeah.
go. New
But it's got to be
guest.
very exciting topic.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It has to
I'm
pass
kidding,
your,
but it's got to spark some, it's got to be,
of
yeah.
course.
So, yeah. So,
Got to spark some interest. Yeah.
got to spark some interest. Not to sound like I know what all the interests are, but no, it can't be, do penguins have knees?
Do they? No, just kidding.
She's now Googling.
I'm just teasing. Okay, Google, do penguins have knees? Watch it answer me. I'm like,
Did she? What'd she say?
she
I
said,
missed
yes,
it.
penguins do have knees.
Just like yours. Just like yours.
Just like yours. Yes. She did. She
They're
said,
so
yes, they
short.
do have knees. Yes.
They're so nubby.
They are nubby, but underneath all of that, penguins do have really long legs.
Owls do.
Owls do. Yeah.
Owls do. When you lift up
Yeah.
you get them to stand up and they're not doing the
Oh my God, that's
squatty
crazy,
thing,
right?
and you lift up their feathers. Those suckers, they got some long legs.
They sure do. They sure do. I
And
didn't
they're
know that
still
was all up in
cute as
there.
hell.
They
Yeah.
are.
I'm
They
like, where are
are.
you
I love
hiding all
owls.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love owls too. But
Well,
yeah,
they
they
got to
have
keep
some
those
long
skinny
legs.
little legs
I
warm.
know, I know, right? They are skinny.
They are. They got to keep them
Yeah.
skinny little
For
legs
as
warm.
round and fluffy as an owl is, it was really
Yeah.
kind of shocking to see
Yes.
these
Yes.
big long legs they have. So
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, so it has to be interesting topics, not
Yeah.
something that
Yeah.
Google's just going to answer like that. But here's but as always, you can find us on Spotify, Amazon, Samsung Podcasts, Podcast Index, Listen Notes, Apple, Google, Pandora, TuneIn, iHeart, Deezer, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
Yay. The list keeps getting longer. I love it.
I'm trying to keep them all going, so
Absolutely. You're doing a great job.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Anytime.
Anytime. We have a good time, and that's what this is about.
We do. And that's what matters. Yes. Good memories.
Wouldn't happen without you.
Good memories.
Wouldn't happen without you.
You too. You too.
You know?
Of course.
So.
Of course. All right. Well, get some sleep. It is 1:35 a.m. So good morning, everyone.
Good morning, and welcome to Girlfriend Minute.
You are Shar.
And you are Pascal.
And we need to go to bed.
Yes,
it's getting crazy now. So. All right, guys. Good night. Good morning, everyone.
Happy Saturday.
Happy
you as
Saturday.
well, my dear.
All
Bye.
right. Have a good one. Bye.